Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Tonight, Aldis made an announcement as SmackDown went on the air, but that promise was immediately broken in a bizarre move. All WWE needed to do was hold on for 5 minutes. This week, the 3-hour SmackDown was meant to be a special episode before the 2025 Royal Rumble. As a result, Aldis took to Twitter/X to announce that the first hour of SmackDown would be commercial-free, an announcement that fans welcomed. However, in a bit of a bizarre move, WWE went exactly 54 minutes before cutting to the commercials, breaking Aldis's promise. It was certainly an odd decision to do so, but nonetheless, the first hour of SmackDown had no filler whatsoever. It transitioned smoothly from segment to segment, whether it was Michael Cole introducing Pat McAfee, Kevin Owens having a standoff with CM Punk, or Jimmy Uso, who had a title feud teased, beating Carmelo Hayes. It was a fantastic hour of television, but it still makes little sense to cut to commercials and break the promise by 6 minutes. The WWE Universe was buzzing with anticipation ahead of Friday Night SmackDown. WWE's general manager, Aldis, had teased a game-changing announcement that would set the tone for the road to WrestleMania 41. Fans expected something monumental, perhaps a new championship stipulation, a blockbuster return, or even a major shakeup in the Bloodline saga. But what happened next sent shockwaves throughout the wrestling world. In a moment of absolute unpredictability, a huge WWE promise was made and immediately broken in spectacular fashion, leaving fans, superstars, and even Aldis himself in stunned disbelief. As SmackDown kicked off, Aldis stood center stage, microphone in hand, looking confident and composed as he addressed the WWE Universe. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a promise to make. The road to WrestleMania is here, and I assure you, tonight will be fair, decisive, and free of controversy. No more outside interference, no more stolen victories, no more chaos ruling over SmackDown. The crowd cheered, hopeful that this meant an end to the weeks of disputed finishes, bloodline manipulation, and surprise ambushes that had plagued WWE's blue brand. Aldis doubled down, declaring, "From this moment on, every match tonight will be fought under my authority. If anyone gets involved in a match where they don't belong, they will be immediately suspended without pay." It was a bold promise, too bold perhaps, because just minutes later, SmackDown erupted into utter chaos, and Aldis' word was shattered before the first hour was even over. The first match of the night was a high-stakes bout featuring LA Knight and Solo Sikoa. Knight had been in a heated rivalry with the Bloodline since the Royal Rumble, vowing to dismantle Roman Reigns' empire brick by brick. With Aldis' new ruling in place, fans expected a clean, decisive match. But this is the Bloodline we're talking about. Midway through the match, Knight was building momentum, hitting Solo with his signature running knee, and setting up for the BFT. The crowd was electric, sensing a potential victory for the megastar. And then, boom, the lights flickered for a brief moment. Before anyone could process what was happening, Jimmy Uso stormed the ring from the crowd, blindsiding LA Knight with a brutal superkick. The referee had no choice but to call for the disqualification. The WWE Universe erupted in boos. Aldis' promise of a fair, interference-free SmackDown had just been shattered in the first match of the night. But things were only getting started. As soon as the match ended, Aldis stormed to the ring, furious. He grabbed a microphone and wasted no time making his stance clear. "Jimmy Uso, you were warned. I made it crystal clear. If you interfere in a match, you're suspended. Effective immediately, you are out of SmackDown." The crowd cheered wildly as Jimmy looked stunned. Solo Sikoa, however, remained eerily calm, almost as if he knew something the rest of us didn't. And then, it happened. A booming voice echoed through the arena. "Hold up, hold up, hold up." The camera cut to the entrance ramp, where Paul Heyman stood with his usual sly smirk, clutching his phone as he walked toward the ring. "Mr. Aldis, with all due respect, you seem to have forgotten who truly runs SmackDown," Heyman sneered. "You see, the bloodline does not answer to you. We answer to the tribal chief. And I have just spoken with the real authority in WWE, the one person above your pay grade. Jimmy Uso is not suspended." The crowd gasped in shock. Nick Aldis looked livid, his jaw tightening as he confronted Heyman. "You don't get to make that call, Paul," Aldis snapped. Heyman simply smiled and held up his phone. The screen showed a name: Roman Reigns, call active. The implication was clear. Reigns had overridden Aldis' ruling. The WWE Universe was now in full-blown chaos mode. Aldis had made a promise, only for Roman Reigns to shatter it with a single phone call. The message was clear: no one, not even the SmackDown general manager, could stop the Bloodline's reign of dominance. Before Aldis could react, Solo Sikoa suddenly grabbed LA Knight and planted him with a Samoan spike. Jimmy followed up with a top rope Uso splash, leaving Knight gasping for air. As if that wasn't enough, Heyman casually stepped into the ring, standing over Knight's fallen body. He leaned in and whispered something inaudible, before looking directly into the hard camera. And just like that, SmackDown had become the Bloodline show once again. With Aldis' authority now openly defied, the future of SmackDown has never been more uncertain. Questions immediately began swirling. Can Nick Aldis actually enforce his rulings, or has Roman Reigns completely undermined his power? Will Aldis retaliate by bringing in reinforcements, possibly from Raw or even NXT? Has LA Knight's path to WrestleMania now been completely derailed? And most importantly, how far is Roman Reigns willing to go to maintain his control over SmackDown? One thing is clear: the Bloodline is still as untouchable as ever. Nick Aldis promised order, fairness, and accountability. But in WWE, promises mean nothing when you're dealing with the most powerful faction in the industry. If Aldis wants to truly change SmackDown, he'll need to do more than just make promises. He'll have to go to war. And with WrestleMania 41 on the horizon, that war might be coming sooner than anyone expects. Tonight, Nick Aldis made an announcement as SmackDown went on the air, but that promise was immediately broken in a bizarre move. All WWE needed to do was hold on for 5 minutes. This week, the 3-hour SmackDown was meant to be a special episode before the 2025 Royal Rumble. As a result, Aldis took to Twitter/X to announce that the first hour of SmackDown would be commercial-free, an announcement that fans welcomed. However, in a bit of a bizarre move, WWE went exactly 54 minutes before cutting to the commercials, breaking Nick Aldis' promise. It was certainly an odd decision to do so, but nonetheless, the first hour of SmackDown had no filler whatsoever. It transitioned smoothly from segment to segment, whether it was Michael Cole introducing Pat McAfee, Kevin Owens having a standoff with CM Punk, or Jimmy Uso, who had a title feud teased, beating Carmelo Hayes. It was a fantastic hour of television, but it still makes little sense to cut to commercials and break the promise by 6 minutes.